What's up, guys? Dragoonity 187. Well, it's Spoozy Breezy. Dragoonity 187. Here. And now I know what you guys are thinking. No, this isn't the Garuda build, but this is my deck profile. I kind of seen this build on Shriek, and I kind of just tweaked it a little bit to my play style, and make all my loops that I like to do more consistent. So, but here's goes the deck profile. I'm gonna start with the monsters. Monsters are 16 and go as followed. One Garuda, the Wind Spirit. Garuda the Wind Spirit. He's level 4, so he can be normal summoned, and he can also be special summoned. I don't really mind, removing from play one monster to special summon this, just for some fact that 9 times out of 10 I usually remove one of my winged beasts that's less important and that don't really facilitate anything. After it's off the field, it's off the field. I don't really need it anymore. So I run it like this. With Garuda, it helps XYZ summon. I can use this for all my level 6 winged beasts, my Dragoonities, because all they require is a winged beast and a dragon type tuner. One Black Wing Zevros, not 2, not 3, just 1. 1's perfect. 1 is great in the deck, and it's just great. I don't need to explain it. 3 Ducks, you don't need to explain him either. And 2 Misselton. 2 Dragoonity Legionnaire. 2 Dragoonity Legionnaire is perfect in the deck now. It gives the deck some type of grind game. It gives the deck like extra plays. It helps take away your opponent's play that he has at that time for a setup next turn. Takes away their setup. It takes away, it just slows down the opponent tremendously. Like, he might have 1200 attack points, but he can stand alone by himself, only because like 9 times out of 10 when you use his effect and you equip Ackles and you blow up a monster and you blow up their back row, most people's back row is usually something that they plan on using for their next turn, to help make a big play and a big push to swing for game. And Legionnaire kind of puts a little damper on that and stops it. I don't want to necessarily say it's a stall card, but like it has helped me win games, and it has helped me, keep at a stalling point, keep my opponent at a stalling point, so that I can just, get the stuff that I need and swing for game. One Dragoonity Tribus, because he's perfect in the deck. He's like Dragoonity Stratos. Stratos adds to the hand, but he sends a detrimental card to the deck, and it's detrimental that you get your 2 Dragoonity monsters in the graveyard, your Ackles and your Phalanx, because your Phalanx is really what you need to do for synchro summoning, and he's a real good target, especially if you have Icarus attack in your hand, and you just go boom boom, and you played Ravine, you discard something, obviously, to get this, to put your Ackles or your Phalanx in the graveyard. And he's a good Icarus attack target, so, and, I like him. I think he's he's a real good Dragoonity winged beast that there is in the deck. He's a level 1, so you could make some other retarded plays, to make formula, but I don't like doing that. I just like using him by himself. For the Dragon Tuners, I got triple Phalanx and 1 Ackles. You really only need 1 Ackles because most people's using their DD Crows and stuff on the Phalanxes. So Ackles hardly ever gets removed. I don't know why it is, but like, he just never gets removed. There's only been like a couple scenarios and a couple times that he's got removed, and out of the times that he got removed, they should have just went ahead and removed something else, because I still won. That's why I only have him at 1, because I can still win without him. And Legionnaire's effects still go off. You can use the Phalanx. Yeah, you ain't getting to pop the back row, but you're getting rid of a monster. So, to Misselton, 3's too much. 3's real cloggy. 2 is perfect. It helps facilitate, your loop, and it works real well. It helps play around Valor and things like that. So, it still helps give you a play if they throw some type of Valor in there, and during your loop, you can still pull out a level 8 synchro. 1 Red MD, and because he's just part of the loop, so he goes without saying, and 1 DD Crow. Maining 1 DD Crow. I'm not really maining any hand traps all like that anymore, because game 1 I just want to go off as quickly as possible and run my opponent over and get to my loop and do what I need to do, because once I get to my loop and my monsters that I put on the field that are there for my loop, once they're there, it's like I already know I'm gonna win. On for the spells. 3 Dragon Canyon and 2 Terraforming. Haha, I got 1 Astro Pack. You guys might not be able to see it all like that well because of the glare, but I'm pretty sure you can see the little shininess to it. But yeah, I got me an Astro Pack. Terraforming. That's a shame. So yeah. That's basically it. And I got 1 Cards of Constance, 2 Upstart, and 1 Foolish Burial. This is basically the spell version engine for the Dragunities. I'm running Upstart now because I'm not getting a lot of draw power, and oh yeah, I don't run Pot of Avarice in here because I have enough monsters in here, and sometimes I open up a Pot of Avarice and it's just a dead draw. It's just a card that sits in my hand dead when I can just play it, draw something else, and then discard. So I run. That's why, as part of the Upstarts, the reason why Upstarts are in here. I'm thinking about taking it up to 3, because I don't know. I just draw power. Drawing in this deck is very detrimental because you fizzle through your hand very, very fast. The Upstarts also help you get the cards that you need for your loop. 1 Heavy, 2 MST, 1 Mind Control. Mind Control is still a good card. It helps me. It actually helps get over Thunder King. Because I can take your Thunder King and then I can summon me a monster. Either you're going to negate my monster summon, and most people have been playing Torrential, so it helps me get rid of, the Thunder King anyway. So it's like I take your Thunder King, I use it for XYZ material, and all types of shenanigans. 1 Book of Moon, and I'm thinking about taking it out of here just maybe for an Upstart, just for the simple fact that Book of Moon really doesn't stop shit. I mean, yeah, it stops. Sometimes it prevents people from getting an extra summon off. Like say for instance, it'll stop like tour guide to tour guide. Book the tour guide that was normal summon. So that they can't XYZ summon. Sometimes they'll stop a fusion summon if one of their fusion targets is on the field. Just book it. Same thing with synchros. That's basically really all it stops. When it doesn't really stop much. It really doesn't stop anything really. It definitely doesn't stop Rabbit at all. It just doesn't, and it pisses me off. But 1 monster aboard, and that's it for the spells. For the traps, I got 2 Icarus Attack. Icarus Attack is godly and detrimental in this game and how the format is right now. Okay, say for instance, this, what I've been noticing, even when I go up against Rabbit and go up against other decks, but mainly Rabbit, when they let them go ahead and use their Rabbit effect. When they bring out their 2 normals, then use Icarus, destroy their 2 monsters. They're not going the only thing they can do next is just really set shit. They can't really summon nothing. There's nothing for them to summon. And it just, facilitates and helps out for defense, gives the deck a lot of defense, more destruction power, and stuff like that. 2D Prison, 1 Solemn Judgment. I don't run the Solemn Brigade anymore because Solemn Warnings, there's no need for me to keep negating I don't like negating. I like negating the summon, but it doesn't really do anything when I'm giving him all of them, when I'm basically helping my opponent to win. I know what I mean? I'm taking my life points and stuff like that. I'd rather just play the Solemn Judgment, and that's basically 2 Solemn Warnings right there. 1 Fiendish Chain, I only run 1, because like I said before, this doesn't stop Rabbit at all. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Rabbit can still negate. Even the ruling online says that, yeah, you play Fiendish Chain, but the effect resolves in the graveyard. And I had a bad ruling call against Soul Drain the other day when he normal summoned the Rabbit. I flipped over Soul Drain. He still went ahead and did the Rabbit effect. I couldn't understand on why they said that Rabbit's effect still goes off. They said it resolves, his effect resolves on the field, but really the ruling that I keep finding and keep reading, and even another ruling saying the same thing, that his effect resolves in the banished area, that allows you to special summon 2 Manilas from your deck. That's what I don't understand. I could have swore Soul Drain stopped it, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't, so I don't know. 1 Torrential, 1 Mirror, and 1 Mind Crush. Mind Crush is detrimental, and I think it's a real good game 1 card. I mean, because everybody, like almost all decks nowadays, run Sanguine, they run Duality, they run Warrior decks run Warrior Returning Alive, Rhoda, some decks, most decks have some kind of searching element that add cards to their hand. I'm tired of that shit. Just Mind Crush that bullshit. I'm sick of Inzectors, okay, you centipede, the ladybug, equip ladybug, send the ladybug, then centipede searches out dragonfly. I'm fucking tired of that. So that's just my answer. I mean, this is really just player preference. I mean, I had room for it, so I put it in here. For the extra deck, I got 1 TG Hyper Librarian. I'm thinking about taking him out and putting a Catastrophe, because I make him all the time, but like, he just can't really stand alone by himself. He gets blown up, you know what I mean? He gets his ass blown up. He gets destroyed by battle, so I don't know. I'd just rather have something in there that does a little bit more like Catastrophe. 3 Valdriana and 1 Garudas. Garudas is detrimental for the loop too. You only need 1 because you're only going to use him one time throughout the loop. 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. I have Ancient Fairy Dragon in here basically because I can add my field spell back to my hand and gain 1,000. I'm not really worried about blowing it up once or twice. Because I only really need to use my field spell a total of 3 times. And most of the time it will stay on the field alone because people try to MST the back row instead of MSTing the field spell. But hey, that's what people do, I guess. So I'm not really worried about it. There has been people who MST'd the field spell, but then they went ahead and still got stopped because of my back row. So 2 Stardust Dragon, 1 Thought Ruler, fucking I don't run that bitch no more. Colossal Fighter, 1 Scrap, and Scrap Dragon is detrimental. I don't run Trident Dragon in here at this time because there hasn't really been too many incidents where I've really needed to use him like that, and so I just took him out and just facilitated something else. For XYZs, 1 Zen Mains, because he's makeable when I have a Legionnaire on the field and they have a level 3. 1 Maestroke Djinn, Heretic Dragon King of Tum, 1 Photon Strike Bouncer, and Chimera Tech Fortress. I have him in, had to make space for him because I need space in my extra deck so I could put something else in there. I don't really show the side, but I'm going to show you guys the side now that I have made and ready for today's tournament. Locals. It's just I'm really testing it out. This is the SI deck that I'm testing out, for today, to see how really it works. But 1 DD Crow, 2 Max C, and 2 Effect Veiler. I'm running Effect Veiler in here because, I mean, I know I probably should main it, but I don't need to main it anymore. I'd rather just side it, as I don't know, I get tired of taking it in, taking it out, taking it in, taking it out, and I'd rather have game 1 potential, you know, to basically go off very quickly and fastly at a real fast pace. So I have it in there. Max C, really, you know, basically, this is my theory of Max C. If you play Max C, you need to have other hand traps in your deck that you can draw into and still be able to play during the turn you draw into them. So that's why I run Max C still. For the rest of the extra deck, I got 2 Electrovirus. Electrovirus is, you know, I know you can take dragons for Chaos Dragons, and you can take machine type monsters for the machine matchups, but like you guys gotta look at the bigger picture. There's other decks that use dragons, such as Dino Rabbit, Dolka, and Logia are dragons, so you can take control of them, and they can't stop it with Dolka or Logia. So that's why I do it, and it just helps. It makes things easier when you just have control of the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you play mind control, take control of it. They just log it. They just negate it. You know what I mean? I'd rather be able to take control of it than they do something during my turn, like play a torrential or they play a bottomless, and I can just negate it using their own shit. And I just think that it's funny, and I laugh at them. Like every time I do it, and they go to do something, and I use log gear to negate it, they just be like, oh, fuck. And I just be laughing because it'd be funny. 2 Cyber Dragon, because machine, there's so many different machine decks out now. You got Karakuri, you got Gear Gia, you got Gear Gia Karakuri, you got Machina, you got Machina Gear Gia, Machina Karakuri, Machina, Machina Gear Gia, and Karakuri, and then you got gadgets, and then it just keeps going, and it just pisses me off. I mean, yeah, I know I should probably decide in some system downs, but I don't know. I like using Chimera Tech Fortress because Chimera Tech Fortress just fucks niggas up. It just fucks those machines up, and it's just funny when I take control of their monsters. I get rid of their monsters, and then I have this big 3,000, 4,000 beat stick on the field just fucking you up. 2 Imperial Iron Walls, because people still like to side in. You know, people like to play macro. People like to play, you know, Dimensional Fissure. People still like to use Dark Arm Dragon. This stops Dark Arm Dragon's effect. He can't blow nothing up. He can't be removed from play. So if it's not getting removed from play, he can't blow nothing up. 2 Royal Decree and 2 Dust Tornado. Dust Tornado's in here just to add some more destruction to shit. You know, I should side in a 3rd MST, but I don't like 3 MSTs because it's real cloggy, and it's like I don't want to draw 3 MSTs, a heavy, and 2 Dust Tornadoes. Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. You're just gonna get fucked up. So I don't know. It's just this is just like a side deck that I put together that I want to test out today, because I had a lot. That was at my last locals tournament. I just had a lot of stuff in there that I thought would stop some of the meta, and it really didn't. And like, I was having a problem with back row and shit like that, so I was like, oh well, I don't know, I just need to try something new. But yeah, I want to like I said, I have a contest going on, so like if you guys want to just get some random ass cards or some random ass deck boxes, binders, whatever, just for entering, I mean that's what I'll end up giving you and shit like that. It's just you get something even if you enter in it. It's not like all the other contests you enter and you don't get shit. My contest, you can enter in it and get something just for entering. So but yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll have the loop that I use using the Garuda up later.